Hello, Chit Chatters. Welcome back. This is Michelle from Chit Chat with Michelle. Duh. Okay. So today I want to talk about childbirth. I'm not talking about anything disgusting. Yes, you can share it. I'll try not to say bad words for my sister. Whatever. Anyway, so I heard this twice yesterday on the radio about this woman who's had the most kids. So that intrigued me because I only have one. So let me read you this. Okay, first, you know how I feel about technology. And I'm old, so I have bifocals. But I have to read like this other book. If you have bifocals, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the highest official record number of children born to one mother is 69. She had 69 babies in her, not all at once. Hold on, I'll read on. Some lady in Russia, I can't even pronounce her name, 1700s, but she had a total of 27 confinements, I guess pregnancies. Gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. 67 of them survived infancy. That is a lot of babies. I'm sure, you know what? I think back then, you know how they say, like, it takes a village? She had to have a village to have that many kids. Holy bajolies. I don't know. Maybe I need to look into this, see if it's with, like, one husband. I don't know. I don't know about that. But that's a lot. So I was thinking, I like to talk about childbirth. Once again, I've only had one child. I did have a tubal pregnancy once, and but which didn't result into a child. I would have loved to have more children, but that was not in God's plan, and that's okay because my baby's special, and I love him. But I want to tell you about my experience with childbirth. First off, everybody has a story. Here's my story. So I got pregnant, and we had 4 years infertility. So I finally got pregnant, excited. I cannot tell you how excited my hubby and I was to have this child. Well, 3 months in, my placenta, anyway, it's all these terms. My placenta split from the uterus, and they said, and I went to the doctor because I had a lot of bleeding, and they said, listen, you're just going to have a miscarriage. I went home, and I told my hubby, hell no. I'm not having a miscarriage. I put myself on bed rest for the rest of the time. Well, I didn't do much at all. I'm not kidding. So when it comes time for to have my baby, and everybody will tell you a horror story. Oh my God. And some people want drugs. Some people does not. You do what's right for you. You remember that. Like, this is your body, and I don't care what a doctor says. It's a natural thing. Every woman before you who's a mother has gone through this. So it must not be that bad, because this woman did it. I mean, she had 69 babies. Could you imagine? If it was that bad, people would not be having more babies. Okay? So don't freak yourself out about it, because I'm telling you, when I went through those maternity classes, people freaked out, because you're like, how is, this watermelon going to go through, a small opening? It's all natural. It works. So I of course did the drug thing because, I'm a scaredy cat, but I was okay and my son's okay. So the day that my son was going to be born, I woke him up. I'm like, hey, I think my water broke. My hubby, being my hubby, turns over. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, looks at me and goes, listen, the doctor said you're going to have some wetness down there. That happens. I'm going back to bed. I'm like, what? So I got up. I went and took a shower because I wanted to look pretty for my son when he first saw me, which is crazy. Don't think like I do. So I got ready. I called my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, I'm going to have this baby today. So then finally I started having contractions. Well, then hubby finally woke up. We called the doctor. And, oh yeah, we'll call you back. Well, an hour later, they're not calling me back. Like, my contractions are like 3 minutes apart. And finally, I called again, and they were like, well, just come to the hospital. So we go to the hospital, and it's like slight rain. My son was born in August, so it's a slight rain, but it's warm. I get out of the car, and then all of a sudden in the parking lot, and thank God it's rained, whoosh, my water broke. So I go in there. The nurse goes, she has this literally, it's like this big of a piece of paper, okay? And goes, we're going to put this down there. And I freak out. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to put that where? And she goes, ma'am, she goes, it's literally this big of a paper just to see if that's the actual water that broke and it's not like urine or whatever. I'm like, oh, and she goes, this is nothing compared to what's coming out of you. Like this. I'm like, oh, okay. So yes, I was in labor. Whatever, they came and put the epidural in, and I slept until like 2 in the afternoon. I woke up and I'm like, I'm ready to have this baby. And so of course, in the hospital, if I had to do it all over again, I would have pushed right then. I don't know. That's me. Don't do what I tell you to do. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. But that's what I would have done right then. But they said, no, wait, because the doctor has to come. I think it's a money thing. I don't know. I think we could have handled it, and the nurse who was with me could have handled it. But they were like, no, wait for the doctor to come. So then we put, when the doctor comes in, the doctor's tall, and he puts my legs back up like this. And I was like, all of a sudden, my son goes back in, and she's like, well, we're gonna get the forceps. I think. I looked at my husband, and I'm like, hey, I don't think so. That is not happening. And my husband's like, I don't know what the hell to do. And so he told doctor she wants to push. Doctor, honest to God, my doctor was an asshole. He turns around and goes, whatever. One push. My son shot out of me. The doctor turned around and caught my son without gloves on. Hand to Bible. I swear this is what happened. And this is how great of a mother I am, is he turned around and you know how they wipe off your son and they give it to you. My first words to my child was, oh my God, I gave birth to Gorbachev. Because my son had a stork bite on the top of his head that was like this big and red. And you think of, oh, are they going to have 5 toes, 5 fingers? Whatever. You don't think about birthmarks. He had a freaking birthmark. I mean, the size, it looked like Florida on his head. And if you don't know who Gorbachev is, look him up. And the doctor immediately goes, no, that's okay. That'll go away. And until about when he was 3, like when he would get mad, this thing would come out. Now you can't tell much. That'd be nice though if it did, because then like his girlfriend know when he's mad at her or whatever. But no, but that's my story of childbirth. And so it wasn't, I think for me, I was so excited about meeting my baby, and all that just went away. The pain, it goes away. And that's what everybody says. Once you see your baby, it goes away. And it's true. So don't let it discourage you from having children if you're worried about the pain. Trust me, there'll be a bigger pain in your butts later on. Not when they're coming out. There's some days that you're like, I wish I could shove you back in. Even at this age, I'm telling you, whatever. So enjoy your children. And, but shout out to that lady who had 69 kids, man. That's good for you. That would not have been me, but good for her. So that's my chit chat for today. I'll talk to you later. You guys take care. Bye.